Good morning. It is Thursday, January 18th. Here's what we're working on this morning. This is the deadline for small businesses to repay their Canada Emergency Business Account loans.
A Brantford woman who faked pregnancies and stillbirths to receive doula services will be sentenced next month.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger is detained during a customs check in Germany, all over a watch. Good morning, Brian. We're going to do a mic check right now.
Checking 1, 2.
Yes.
1,
I was wondering what that noise was. It was your belt buckle.
Yeah, my mic was down here.
Well, I wondered.
We all prepped and ready to go?
I think so. I was too worried about trying to do up my jacket than put my mic on properly. Hello.
There we go.
Hi there. Hello, Brian Wood.
Good morning.
Okay.
A little better?
But you've got the three-piece suit on.
I do, yes. I did wear layers.
Many layers.
Extra layer does feel good. Even though it's milder this morning, it's still on the chilly side. So, yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's -8 right now is the temperature. Wind chill values, we're saying around -15 degrees. So it's still on the cold side, even though it is going to be a little bit milder for the day today. We're going to hit -4. We only got to -9 yesterday, and that's pretty much where we've been as far as the daytime high is concerned for the past few days, actually. But yeah, today -4, wind chill around -8. We could get a bit of sunshine, but a little light snow. We have some snow in the forecast for tomorrow. Not a huge amount. We're looking maybe 5 centimeters, 10 centimeters coming off of Lake Erie into Simcoe, Cayuga. Snow squall watch in effect for those areas. So, yeah, some more light snow as we continue through the day today and particularly tomorrow. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. Right now, traffic this morning, traffic's doing fine. Nothing to see. 403 Waterdown Road, doing okay right there. We'll show you a few MTO traffic cameras. Look how light Centennial Parkway is at the moment. Nothing to see there. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, still doing fine. East of Appleby Line, heading into Oakville. Nothing, no collisions, no volume. Everything's moving nicely. Just take it carefully, please. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up. Right now, the news.
Thanks very much, Brian. Well, today is the deadline for small businesses to repay their pandemic loans through the Canada Emergency Business Account, or CEBA. And many worry they're going to have to close because they can't pay it back. Simone Gavros joins us now from Hamilton's Ottawa Street with more. Simone?
Hi, good morning, Annette. Well, yes, this deadline has already been extended 2 times before, but today is the deadline. And if people pay back their loan by today, they could see up to a third of that loan forgiveness in repayment forgiveness from the government. Now, about 900,000 small businesses did take that loan, the pandemic-era loan of up to $60,000, and that was of interest-free loan. Now, the federal government says that those who do pay back the loan by the deadline will receive about $20,000 in loan forgiveness. If not, the debt will turn into a 3-year loan with 5% annual interest due by the end of 2026. Now, many organizations have called on the government to push the deadline once more, but it still stands firm. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business expects that 22% of small businesses who took the loan won't be able to pay it back. And they say businesses will see their pandemic debt rise by 50%. Now, businesses also have the option to refinance the loan, and that's something they have to do today to apply for. And that would be the deadline for that would be for the end of March, and they would also receive that partial forgiveness. Tim, I'll send things back to you.
All right, thanks, Simone. Let's go to Norfolk because OPP are asking for the public's help after what they're saying was a suspicious incident in Delhi. So back on December 21st, police say a vehicle approached a group of students on James Street. This is around 3:30, kind of after school. And during the encounter, the driver reportedly invited the students to enter the vehicle. He then left after the students told him no. The driver is described as a white male with short gray hair. He was driving a white Chevy Express van with tinted windows and a black scratch along the passenger door. Police say they're actively investigating and ask anyone with information or possible footage of the area to reach out to them.
Family of a missing woman from Hamilton is reaching out to try to contact her.
We don't want to mess your new life up. if that's what she's done, if she's made a new life for herself.
We just want to know you're well.
That's the father and grandmother of 35-year-old Keenan Vennick speaking to CHCH's Emily Taylor. Now, they haven't heard from Vennick since 2019. And while Hamilton police say they don't have any information suggesting that she's been harmed, her family's concerned over the years of silence. It's believed that Keenan moved to BC. She grew up in Hamilton but moved around frequently. On social media, she also goes by the name of Ava Huxley in the Gaelic spelling of her name. The RCMP in British Columbia and municipal police in Vancouver and Burnaby have also been alerted.
Brantford woman will be sentenced next month for faking pregnancies and stillbirths to receive the services of doulas after the judge heard from 12 of her victims.
Every time somebody reaches out, it's like there's something in the back of my mind about what if they're lying, what if they're not being truthful.
It's been a year and I still can't comprehend half of what happened.
A year-long publication ban was lifted on the doulas who were impacted by Caitlin Braun's actions. One says the crime has ruined her and made her afraid of a job that she loved so much. Both the Crown and defense say Braun has mental health issues and made hundreds of trips to hospital for complaints found to be made up. In a joint submission with the Crown, Braun's lawyer wants her to be sentenced to 2 years of house arrest and 3 years of probation. Well, Braun has apologized to the people she says that she hurt.
Starting this spring, more private health clinics will be allowed to perform OHIP surgeries at no cost to patients. The province is allowing the expansion to try to shorten hospital wait times. It's an extension of legislation that was passed last year to allow private for-profit clinics to perform cataract surgeries, knee and hip replacements, and minimally invasive gynecological surgeries. In a few months, endoscopic procedures and orthopedic surgeries will also be done at these private clinics.
Okay, into Sportsline, and the Raptors with a big move, trading their best player yesterday. That's going to lead things off. Although we do have some live sports happening at the Australian Open in Melbourne, and a Canadian is on the court as we speak in second-round action. Felix Auger-Aliassime, last Canadian hope left in the first tennis major of the year. Currently playing Frenchman Hugo Grenier. First set was all FAA as he dominated it, winning 6-1. Second set, bit of a different story. Grenier would take it 6-3. It included an epic rally that lasted over a minute and 36 shots. It went in the Frenchman's favor. So as of right now, they're in the third set. So Felix is leading that one 4-love. Felix is ranked 27th in this tourney and is the favorite over Grenier, who is ranked 178th in the world. Okay, so let's get to the Raptors. And as we mentioned yesterday, there were rumors about Siakam, the only player left from the 2019 NBA title team, being traded. And Toronto, they pulled the trigger yesterday afternoon. The man from Cameroon, who came from nowhere to turn into an all-NBA player, two-time All-Star, and top 5 in points, rebounds, and assists all-time for Toronto. Spicy Peas, as he's known, is leaving the only team he has ever known. He's going to Indiana. Coming back to Toronto is Bruce Brown, a couple of role players, and 3 first-round picks. Not a bad haul for a player that was set to become a free agent at the end of the season. His former team was on the court last night and maybe had a little trade bump.
For a player like Gary Trent Jr., now you're in the starting lineup, and you don't know, this could blossom with it. R.J. Barrett getting up and throwing it down for Saga City.
Yeah, they were on fire against former Rap Kyle Lowry and the Miami Heat. R.J. Barrett looking good, scoring 26 points. Other guys like rookie Grady Dick might get more opportunities. He took advantage of those. Couple threes. Nice pass there at the end of the first quarter. This one all Toronto. They led by 37 at one point. Gary Trent Jr. had a season-high 28 points. There's 3 of them right there. Scotty Barnes, whose team it is now, had 20 points, and they never trailed in the dominating 121-97 win. Nice response after a busy day and 4 straight defeats. A try for 2 in a row as DeMar DeRozan and Devils arrive in town tonight.
Back for Armia, hands it off, high pass, Harris fires, stopped, rebound, scores! Cole Caulfield tips it in.
Yeah, New Jersey, the Habs Cole Caulfield would score the winner late in the third to lift Montreal over New Jersey 3-2. Shout out to editor Steve with that great banner at the bottom of the screen of Habs no sympathy for the Devils. Good one, Stevie.
He's like a rolling stone.
It was only 1 of 2 games in the NHL ice, and the Sabres Blackhawks game was postponed due to another winter storm, bringing a few feet of snow to Buffalo. Leafs try and snap their losing streak tonight in Calgary. But let's check in on another Toronto team.
Rebecca Leslie tees it up, shoots towards it in front, and it's good! Toronto!
Yeah, let's get to the PWHL from the Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto. Hannah Miller would score both of Toronto's goals, including the equalizer against Boston in the third period, much to the delight of the sold-out crowd. We're all tied up at 2 apiece. Toronto looking for their first home win after 2 defeats, and they don't get it last night, as Lauren Gable would score the winner coming up right here with $1:50 left in the game, and the Kitchener native gives Boston the 3-2 win, sent Toronto to a 4th loss with only 1 win. Then in Ottawa, after jumping out to an early 2-0 lead, the home squad would allow Minnesota to tie it on this beauty goal by Grace Zumwinkle as she goes upstairs in the Ottawa tenor. Minnesota, they've been the class of the PWHL thus far with only an OT loss coming in. They would pick up an OT win. Bit of a fluky one that goes in off an Ottawa defender. You'll see it after this play right here. Susanna Tapani, who's from Finland, credited with the winner. Goes off the Ottawa defender, as I mentioned. Ottawa has lost both their home games in overtime. They sit with Toronto having only 1 regulation win.
It's 11 after 6 o'clock, 18th morning of January. Not quite as cold as you step outside this morning. We'll talk about that coming up. Looking at the 403 and Waterdown Road, that's what it is normally for this time of the morning. Not a lot to see right there, moving nicely. MTO, Ministry of Transportation Ontario. Traffic cameras. Here's the QEW at Glendale. It's very light all the way through Niagara. Centennial Parkway through to the 403 junction at Brant. Looks good. Oakville, Royal Windsor, Cawthra, no problems as you head through Mississauga. Temperature right now, hey, we've gone up another degree. We're now -7, so it's feeling a little bit better. That wind is still from the southwest, and we just haven't been able to lose that. So it feels like -15 at the moment, so it's still a chilly start. We do have some light flurry activity. For school today, temperature will climb to -4. That's not bad. I mean, it's still below seasonal, but a lot better than what we've had. Mainly cloudy. We'll get a little bit of light snow flurry activity. We're still getting the snow squalls coming in off of Lake Erie, off Lake Huron, off Georgian Bay as well, and a little blast of snow a little later on this afternoon with an approaching warm front and low pressure system. That could give us just a little light snow today, but we're looking at that system going by during the day tomorrow, and that could bring us 5 centimeters, some areas north shore of Lake Erie. Once again, snow squall watch. Could get 10 centimeters, 5 to 10 centimeters there. The rest of us is just going to be some light snow, but a little bit milder for the day today. Tonight, another 2 to 5 centimeters, particularly north shore of Lake Erie. Temperatures -7 to -9, even -10 degrees. So a little bit chillier overnight tonight. Tomorrow, 5 to 10 centimeters, 5 generally, but 10 possibly for the north shore of Lake Erie again. Temperatures a little chillier tomorrow, -7 to -9 degrees tomorrow. So stepping out the door this morning, temperature sitting at -7, and we still have a little light snow in the area. And we'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Deb.
Okay, let's look at the shorter range forecast and what's coming up after the break in Chit Chat.
First, though, well done on Chip Day. You went above and beyond. Yes. Really setting the standard a little high for everybody else.
No,
5 bags.
Here's the thing. I have a confession. I've actually only done Chip Day once since I started working here, and that was over a year ago.
Okay.
So I feel like there's probably people that notice.
Oh, we noticed.
I didn't.
Oh, I did.
Thank you, Annette.
Do you have the tally in the journal?
It's
Like,
all
I know,
up
but
here.
not even like our little crew, but like other people like in the newsroom are probably like, Emily never does Chip Day. Anyway, so that's why I went like above and beyond, because I was like, oh, I've done Chip Day once, so here you go.
Here's a year's worth of chips.
Yeah. It's the Costco version.
Well done.
Thank you. Okay, coming up in Chit Chat, we talk about Pierce Brosnan and how he's pleading not guilty for being naughty in Yellowstone. And we are also talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and how he's being naughty and not declaring his expensive things.
Okay.
All things naughty over on the couch in a little bit. Bring the chips. All right, after the break, into business news. And Deputy Premier Sylvia Jones is batting back questions around the government's move to put Service Ontario inside Staples.
6:16 on your Thursday morning. Canadian dollar up 8 basis points to 74.12 cents US. Gold is up $6.30. Crude oil is up 59 cents to $73.07 a barrel. In midday trading in Europe, the markets are up across the board.
Off to Asia we go. Markets are down in Tokyo, up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. North American markets, TSX down, down triple digits. There we go on Bay Street. Losses across the board, even as we get to Wall Street, not as substantial, but we'll see how they do on this Thursday, January the 18th.
The Ontario government being asked a lot of questions about its plan to move Service Ontario services to retail stores. The province plans to close standalone privately run Service Ontario centres and pay to retrofit 11 Staples stores and 2 Walmarts with kiosks. Critics say it's another example of the Ford government catering to well-connected insiders. However, Deputy Premier Sylvia Jones says it's a good deal, one that's going to save $1 million a year.
We are offering more convenience for individuals who want to and need to use the services of Service Ontario. I remember, and I'm sure many of you remember, the long wait times and the long lineups that we had to endure at our Service Ontario facilities. We are making it more convenient in the same way that we have made it more convenient for individuals to access minor ailments in our pharmacies. We are doing the same thing with Service Ontario kiosks. We already have them in Canadian Tire and in Home Hardware.
Now, when asked why this deal was done in secrecy as a sole source contract, Jones did not answer.
Canada's International Trade Minister, Mary Ng, says the Great North American Softwood Lumber Dispute is hurting the continent's already tight housing supply. Now, Ng says Ottawa is set to contest the U.S. International Trade Commission's latest decision to maintain what she calls unjustified duties on imports of Canadian softwood. The Commission says lifting the duties would cause material injury to the U.S. forestry industry. But Ng says maintaining the duties makes no sense at a time when both nations are struggling with housing affordability and supply issues.
Toronto's Pinewood Studios has reached what it calls a landmark deal with Amazon MGM Studios, one that's expected to create thousands of jobs. It'll give the movie and TV studio exclusive use of the new production facilities located in downtown Toronto. This is the first multi-year commitment from Amazon MGM to any Canadian studio space. Now, it has 5 new sound stages, workshops, and more. The group has produced the series The Boys and The Handmaid's Tale.
Federal government is partnering with Ontario to boost the province's dairy processing sector. $8 million is being set aside for dairy producers who want to modernize their production facilities. The initiative is open to cow, goat, sheep, and water buffalo milk processors. Each can receive up to $200,000 in cost share support. The money can be used to buy and install equipment and the training to use it. Applications, they open on April the 2nd and will stay open until the money is gone.
BC Premier David Eby says a 10-year, $36 billion expansion of the province's electrical systems is going to open up new opportunities and make sure that there's plenty of power for a growing population. BC is planning a 50% increase in capital project investments over the next decade for BC Hydro. It's trying to increase electrification and operations to cut emissions right across the province. Premier Eby says the expanded electrical system would allow BC to sell more power to neighboring Alberta, Washington State, Oregon, and California.
Yeah, Bev was feeling a little bit better this morning.
Was she?
Yeah, blue EV with the still cold temperatures, but not as cold temperatures.
She's like, I can go a little further.
I can go a little further. I go a little faster. We'll take a look at the temperatures and your 7-day forecast into the weekend. Hey, this week is flying by. It's Thursday already.
It is.
Brian's coming up right after this.
6:24 is the time on this Thursday morning, 18th of January. Checking our MTO traffic cameras. Not a lot to see, just a bit of building volume. Not here. Light at Martindale, top of the Skyway Bridge, a bit busier. East of Appleby Line, all the way through Erin Mills Parkway, moving nicely. Even the 403 at Winston Churchill. Not a lot to see this morning. Take it carefully, please. Check the temperatures that we have at the moment. -7 in Hamilton, Grimsby, and Mississauga. Wind chill about -15, so it's still a cold start. -6 for Toronto. Wanted to show you this. Annie sent us this picture from Lions Head. Now, Lions Head, you go up past Owen Sound through Wyerton on Highway 6. You hang a right at Ferndale, and you head to Lions Head. They've had 60 to 70 centimeters of snow, lake effect snow going across the Bruce Peninsula. Hang in there, Annie. You'll make it through. All right, so those are our sun times and our records for today, and seasonal temperatures, -2 and -10 for the overnight low. For school today, we should hit -6 with some light snow going in, and then -4 with a little bit of sunshine later on. Long range, -4 today, wind chill -6, -9 tonight, wind chill about -15 to 17, and then 2 to 5 centimeters of snow tomorrow. Could be more along the north shore of Lake Erie. Cloudy skies on Saturday, -8. Then look at the temperatures come up. Sunday, a nice day for this time of year. -2 in sun, -1 in cloudy, +2 and +5 on Wednesday, and we'll get some showers. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, let's go stateside for this story because a Michigan teen has really stepped up to help her local fire department, and she did it by baking pies. When 14-year-old Zoe Harrison found out her local fire department didn't have life-saving equipment, she got to work.
My dad told me that it usually starts at the tragedy and we have to wait for someone to die first to get this equipment. But why do we wait if we can raise it now?
So Zoe was recovering from a surgery when she saw equipment used to rescue someone trapped in a grain bin on TV. She called her fire department to see if they had one and found out they tried twice to get a grant for that equipment, but they were denied. That's where she stepped in. She asked businesses for donations and gave a pie to anyone who donated more than $80. She baked 44 pies in all, but it was her local McDonald's that put the cherry on the cake. They surprised Zoe by matching the amount that she was trying to raise. So now the fire department has not one set of that life-saving equipment, but 2.
Yes, that is awesome.
Also awesome for the farmers in that area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cherry pie. It's up there.
It is. Oh.
That and raspberry.
And pumpkin. Raspberry. We'll agree to disagree on the cherry.
Well,
Oh, pecan.
Pecan.
Oh, pecan.
You say pecan,
Okay,
I
now
say
we're
pecan.
hungry, and it's almost 6:30.
A little vanilla ice cream on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
When it's warm and it melts in there.
Melts in.